So let's see the measurements. Okay, this one is 5 inches. Earlier we did the placket of 5.5. So I'm not going to change the pattern. We will do a placket also 5 inch. So I'm drawing the one which is going to be visible outside. The 5 inch line, and the width is 1 by 8 1 inch actually. Just while drawing it has gone a little more. Width is 1 inch. And now what I do is I extend this line one quarter inch on the top, 1/4 inch on the top, and then I make this shape. So the measurement in the center measurement is 6.5 inch. From this point till the end is 6.5 inch. This is 5 inch. 5 inch and 1.5 inch. So you can see in this one, from here to the stitch is 5 inches, and the whole thing is 6.5 inch, and there is a little shape over there. So this is what is going to be visible on the top, as you saw, and then you have a slight extension over there which is of 1 inch. So why we saw 5 inch earlier? Because the next extension is of 5 inch only. So 5 inches, 1 inch width, 1 inch width, and till here is 6.5 inch. 6.5, 5, and then you can add 3/8 seam allowance everywhere. So 3/8 seam allowance you put everywhere, and the pattern is ready. Any question, anybody over here?
No, sir.
No,
Okay.
sir.
The next pattern, which is going to be very similar to the extension, means it is 5 inches. But the width is slightly more than 1 inch. So 5 inch. The width of this is 1/4 inch. So 5 inch, 1/4 inch is the width. And then you can add the seam allowance as 3/8 inch. So the pattern is like this for the diamond placket. Now we will cut it on the muslin, and then we will stitch it. So I am using the sketch pen so that you can see it easily. You can use the pencil. So we have we have the diamond and we have the small placket, the tiny placket, and now we will do the stitching. So you need to keep this in mind while before you stitch. This is how it is going to be. So the the extended part in the pattern is what is going to be towards the center of the sleeve, and the smaller part will be towards the side, and this another part is also going to be towards the side. So what we will do is we will stitch it in this way. So as you can see, let's see how it will be in the end so that it will be easy for you to visualize. So this pattern folds here, right here, on, let's say, this line which is in the center, 1 inch that side, 1 inch this side. You fold it on this line and you put it here, and you fold this inside, you fold the other side inside, and then you fold it. So this is kind of a another, you can say, a piping but with the shape. So the sleeve is going to be inside in this area, and the shape comes. Similarly, this one is also a binding. You fold seam allowance and you fold it more. It becomes a tiny one. And this is what is going to finish the other side, other edge of uh, the sleeve slit. So one comes like this, one goes like this. That's all. And For that, we will have to cut. It will create two edges. This side of the edge, you finish with this. That side of the edge, you finish with this. Let's do it. Give me a minute and let me adjust the camera and we start. Show you that and then we will start the stitching. So what we do here is, this is the sleeve. To draw the slit, you need to draw a line here, and the measurement of the slit we are keeping as 5 inches because our pattern is 5 inches. 5-inch line you need to draw, and then you need to also draw a shape over here which is like a Y. So it goes like this. A Y. Approximately 1/4 inch and 1/4 inch both the side on 45-degree angle from the horizontal line. So what we are going to do now is we are going to cut it like this. Y, Y. Whatever line you see is where we are going to cut it. And now we are ready to stitch. So first we will stitch the tiny one, this one, which will be like binding. So it will be a binding like this. So to do that, we are again going to keep in mind that the end stitch should be on the top. So we open it and we start from the inside one. So we'll do one stitch like this where the seam allowance is outside, and then we will fold and do a top stitch. Let's do that. So if you want to have another view after stitch, you can see this. This is the back side of the sleeve, and I'm putting this tiny piece over here next to the edge, and I'm going to give one stitch here parallel to the slit. That's all. This is the back side of the sleeve. one stitch done, and now we will bring it out, so like this. Seam allowance is in the front. You need to fold the seam allowance of the tiny placket, fold the placket, and done. Now we will do a top stitch on this. So from the end till the up, till where you'll have to leave the seam allowance part slightly open till here, till the green line, horizontal one. We will stitch it. Now remember, we are doing a top stitch, which is in the front. So the tiny placket is done. Now is the time for the bigger placket. Now the bigger placket also is like a binding, but you need to just keep in mind that this is how it is going to be stitched. Um, so this is how it will be stitched. The edge will go in this. So again, what we do is we will start from the back like this. The seam allowance comes to the front, and then we will fold and then do a top stitch. Done. So let's start. Let's start from the back, or if like this, if you want to see from the back, this is how we have kept it on the back. This is the back side, and the bigger part goes towards the center of the sleeve. I'm going to do a top stitch here. Okay. So this is the back side, one stitch, and now let's turn it and see the front. So you need to bring it to the front and folding. Here ironing will be really helpful. So now to do this, now we have to do only one stitch here, which is the last stitch. You go from here up, finish the diamond, come to the horizontal line, end it at the horizontal line. Okay, so before doing that, we'll have to just check the back. So when you check the back, you will see that this thing is, the raw edges are still visible outside. You will have to fold it inside. So you might have to cut that Y little more. Let me cut it and show it to you. So the Y which was there, I have cut it slightly more to accommodate this. So now it will go inside, all will go inside the Y, and even this triangle will be folded inside, and you will have a finished edge like this. Let me show it to you again. The Y which we had drawn in the beginning, and we did two slashes like this. I've just extended them slightly uh, till the edge of these two stitch lines, so that now this goes in the front. Both of them go inside the Y, and then you are left with a triangle here. This is very delicate place here. So you have a triangle here. All you have to do is fold the triangle inside, and everything will be locked in this area, and you will get all of that in the front. So when you do a top stitch, the horizontal stitch will be exactly at the Y level, the triangle level, and it will be all locked. So let's start. Straight line, diamond, come back. Only thing you need to keep in mind is when you do the horizontal line, you'll have to just check. We'll do that in the end when we are doing that stitch. Also make sure that there is a stitch over here that should not be visible when you fold and do a top stitch. It should cover that stitch. Okay, not great stitching, but it is doing the stitching. Make sure that you pull all the things, all the edges out here on this surface, and the triangle is also folded outside. So once you reach almost at the end, you will have to fold this seam allowance, the diamond one. Okay, I'm going to go a little slow here. Once you are reaching the corner, lift the footer, turn it. Oh God, it's not stitching. Not stitching. Something wrong with the machine today. And once you reach at the corner, again you turn. Now you need to make sure that this inside thing is not visible like this. It should cover it completely. So adjust if needed. And also before we move ahead, let's check where is that corner, because we have done little slashes. So now the horizontal line has moved slightly up, and here is the place. Okay, give us back the something. Oh, okay, this is the first time iPhone has stopped. We have to wait for a minute. We were stitching this corner. Turning only when you reach at the corner, and we are doing this one right now. So we we finish this here, and now we're going to go back horizontal. So my distance has gone a little less, but I adjusted because of uh, difference in the seam allowance here. So So once you reach at the place where you need to do a horizontal stitch, you turn and do a horizontal stitch. Now this horizontal stitch must close all these inside things. So and then you end it there. Okay. So this is the diamond placket. The machine has gone really bad. I'll have to get it checked. So the smaller placket, the bigger placket, and the diamond. Because I slashed little more, my line horizontal line has shifted slightly up, which I checked, and then only I did the top stitch so that all of that can go inside. Almost all has gone inside. Just one tiny corner here. So this is how the diamond placket is done. And later on we will do a cuff on this diamond placket. Done. Any question, any doubt, anybody?